Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Unit 2, Review A. Just remember to show every step and to write your final answers on the line. So the first one says to solve each system, by hand. Sorry guys, no use in the shortcut matrices on your computer, or your computer, on your calculator. However, you can use them to check your final answer. So number one, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to solve this by elimination because my x's and y's are on the same side. Now, I want to cancel the x's because to me, that's the easiest to do because all I have to do is multiply the top by 2 and that will make that into a 10. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply. I get 10x minus 12y equals negative 18. Now my bottom equation stayed the same with negative 10x plus 12y equals a positive 18. And, well, good, my x's canceled, but what happened to my y's? Those cancel too. So everything on the left-hand side equals 0. Okay, now what about the right? Negative 18 plus 18, those cancel too. Oh my gosh, what's the answer? Well, we're left with the true statement. So if 0 equals 0, my final answer is infinite solutions. Okay, that was weird. All right, number 2, find the value of x. Okay, so all I have to do is find x, but what does x equal? Well, as I'm looking here, I see that the x is by itself, so I'm going to circle what it equals, and I'm going to plug it in, okay? This is called substitution. So I have 6 parentheses, 1/2 y minus 3, close it, plus 2y equals 12. Okay, so now I'm just going to solve. I know that I did this right because that's my check right there. All I have are y's. So I'm going to distribute. 6 times 1/2 is 3y. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18 plus 2y equals 12. Go ahead and combine your like terms. 3 plus 2, we get 5y minus 18 equals 12. We're not done yet because we have to add 18 to both sides. 5y equals 30. Divide both sides by 5. We get that y equals 6. Awesome. So now that I know what y is, I can come back and plug into x and say that x equals 1/2 6 minus 3. So 1/2 of 6 is 3, and then 3 minus 3 is 0. So this is the point 0, 6, but the only thing they wanted was the x. Okay, so what does x equal? X equals 0. Okay, number 3. My x's and my y's are on the same side, so this is set up for elimination. And now what I'm going to eliminate are the y's, because they're both 5. It's easier that way. So I just need to make sure one of them are negative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the bottom by -1 because they have bigger numbers, so I want to get rid of them. I want them to be positive. So my top equation stays the same, 2x plus 5y equals -11. And then we're distributing the negative. So that turns to a positive 3x, a negative 5y, and a positive 21. So just like we wanted to, the x's cancel, and we get 5x equals -11 plus 21 is 10. And then when we divide by 5 to both sides, we get that x equals 2. Great. X equals 2. But what about y? Okay, so you could plug into either the top or the bottom. I plugged into the top because there were not as many negatives up there. So 2 times 2, we get 4 plus 5y equals negative 11. I have to subtract 4 to both sides. Negative 11 minus 4 is negative 15. And when I divide both sides by 5, we get that y equals negative 3. So then we get the point 2, negative 3 as our final answer. Okay, number 4. As I'm looking through this, I see that the y is by itself. So I'm going to circle what it equals to, and then that's where I'm going to plug it in. This is called, yep, substitution. And we're plugging in the 2/3 x minus 3. Okay, so I need to distribute, and I'm going to distribute this 3. So to get 2/3 times 3 is 2x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, and that equals negative 12. My next step would be to combine like terms, and those cancel, and then we're left with negative 9 equals negative 12. Does negative 9 equal negative 12? No. So what that is, no solution. Okay, solve each system by graphene. Now, don't come down here and try to be like, oh, it's substitution, so I'm going to go 3 over 2x plus 4 equals negative 8. And yeah, you're going to get the right answer, but that's not how we want you to solve it. Solve it by graphing. Okay, so my first line, I know that my slope is 3 over 2, and my y-intercept is 0, 4. So I'm going to come down here, and I start at 0, 4, and I go up 3 over 2, up 3 over 2. And I need to go in both directions. And then I'm going to use my straight edge to draw my line as I'm trying to find it on my desk. There we go. I've got it. And then I'm making sure to add my arrows. So there's our first line. However, this next line, this is going to be my red line. The y is not by itself. So I need to subtract 5x to both sides. And we get 2y equals negative 5x minus 8. To get the y by itself, we're going to divide by 2. And we get that y equals negative 5 over 2x minus 4. Okay, so my slope is negative 5 over 2, and my y-intercept is 0, negative 4. Remember that that's negative 4, not positive 4. So now I'm starting down here, and I have to go down 5 over 2. And I need to go in both directions. Boom, I find where they meet. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go one more point just to draw my line. I'm using that straight edge again. And that's the point that I want. What is that point? Yeah, that's the point, negative 2, comma 1. Okay. Same thing, guys. They can't be like, oh, let's see, it's set up for substitution, so I'm going to multiply by negative 3. No, I wanted to graph this. There's a giant graph underneath it, so graph it. So for our first one, we have to subtract the 2x to the other side. And we get negative y equals negative 2x plus 1. And then I need to divide by negative 1. Now this isn't an inequality, so I don't have to flip my sign. I just need to watch my signs. Okay? So we get that our slope is 2 over 1, and our y-intercept is 0, negative 1. Now that's the only information I need to graph. So I start at negative 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, and I'm doing that in both directions. Now that I've got all my points, I'm using my straight edge to graph my line. Okay, so why don't you guys practice solving the 6x minus 3y equals negative 9. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, so you should have gotten y equals 2x plus 3, which means our slope is 2 over 1, and our y-intercept is 0, 3. So I'm going to come down here, start graphing that guy. 0, 3, up 2, over 1. Nope, nope, nope. Where does my line intersect? Aww, does it intersect? Nope. These are parallel lines, okay? You should have known that right away by looking at the slope. We have the same slope, different y-intercepts. This is good. No solution. All right, go ahead and flip it over. So is the point negative 7, negative 3 a solution to the graph of negative 4x minus 2y is less than 8? Yes or no? Well, I can't graph this yet because the y is not by itself. So I'm just going to rewrite it. Negative 4x minus 2y is less than 8. We got to add the 4x to both sides. Negative 2y is greater than 4x plus 8. And to get the y by itself, I have to divide, and I'm going to divide by a negative 2. And the reason why that's important is that it's a negative, I have to flip the sign. Okay? So we get y is greater than negative 2x minus 4. Okay, so the things that I care about my slope, which is going to be negative 2 over 1, my y-intercept, which is 0, negative 4, and then remember we had to ask ourselves those two questions. Is it open or closed? And it's open. And do I shade above or below? Above. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph this. I'm starting at negative 4, I'm open, and I go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. No, I don't, Mr. Grice. I'm supposed to be going down 2 over 1 because my slope is negative. Did any of you guys catch me? I hope so. I was falling asleep over here. So I'm just following my slope, negative 2 over 1. Okay, so I'm just going to erase a couple points so when I graph this, you can really see that my lines are dotted. You don't have to do that. Okay, so here we go. Negative 2 over 1, negative 2 over 1. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, and we said to shade what direction? Above. So everything above the line. Can't forget that little piece right there. Okay, so is the point -7, -3 a solution to this? Well, there's -7, -3 right there. Is that a solution? No, it is not. Now, I'm curious, did anybody try to be like, well, -4 parentheses, -2 parentheses is less than 8, and then plug in -7 and -3 to see if it was a true statement? Well, you could have done that, but the only thing, the key word here was to graph. So that's why we did this and not that. Okay, this could have told you right here, if you'd done this, you should have gotten no over here because it's not part of the graphed area. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep going. Graph each system of the linear inequalities. All right, I like our first one because it's already set up for us. So I'm just going to write the blue part over here. My slope is 3/1. My y-intercept is 0, -5. It is open, and I shade above. Remember, for that last part, we're looking at the inequality symbol. So I'm going to go ahead and graph it. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So all my points are correct. We're starting at -5, and we are open. I go up 3/1, up 3/1, 1, 2, 3/1, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'm going to use my straight edge again to get a dashed line right here. And don't forget to add your arrows. Okay. So let's look at my next line, my red line. My slope is -4/5. My y-intercept is 0, 7. And then looking at that inequality, I'm going to be closed, and it's going to be above or below. Less than is below. Okay, so I'm zooming in over here again. We're going to start at 0, 7, and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4/5, down 4/5, and those are the only 2 points I can, or the 3 points I can draw, or I can plot on this graph. So I'm using my straight edge. But see, now's the hard part. Now I got to figure out where to shade. All right, so I'm going to label the sections 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I'm just looking at the above and below part. I know I need to be above the blue line. So above the blue line means I can get rid of 2 and 3. But I need to be below the red line, so it can't be 1. So my only answer that's left is this section right here, section 4. Okay, so that's what I can shade in. And I'm going to make sure I get that little portion right there. Okay. Last one. Now, I want you guys to solve this first one. Okay, the -6x minus 8y is less than or equal to 24. go ahead and pause the video, solve, and graph. Remember, don't shade yet. All right, pause the video. Good luck. Okay, and there we go. So you should have gotten y is greater than or equal to negative 3 over 4x minus 3 because we added the 6 and we divided by negative, and when you divide by negative, you have to flip. Okay, so now let's look at the second inequality. We have x is greater than 4. So when x is by itself, I know right away that this is a vertical line. So now I need to look at those and ask myself those two questions. Is it open or closed? And it's open. And then do I shade above or below? I shade above, but it's a vertical line. So how are we going to do that? Well, if I'm above on a vertical line, I can't shade above a vertical line. It's either got to be to the left or to the right. You're going to be like, Mr. Grice, what are you talking about? Just wait. We'll show you in a sec. We'll graph the line first. So I know that it's a vertical line at 4. So I'm going straight to 4. Okay, it's open at 4. So I need to draw a vertical line. And there it is. So I can't shade above or below that, but I need numbers that are greater to the, and greater is to the right. Okay, so I've got sections 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need to be above the blue, so that means I can get rid of 4 and 3, but I need to be to the right of the red line. So that leaves us with section 2. Okay? And remember, you guys can number them any way that you want to. You don't have to number them the same way that I do. But there you go. And that's it for Unit 2, Review A. If you have any questions or need extra help, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Unit 2, Review A. Thanks for watching.